We've been doing rehearsals for the past 2 days, and I'm really excited about this group. This is my first big demo. We did a demo mobile in April. Jim was there, and I'm sure some of you were there as well. I'll tell you a few things about what to expect in the next few days, and if anyone wants to talk to me, we can talk right now, or I'll come back and we can, I'll make time for you guys to do that. It's just been kind of crazy because we're still doing rehearsals in the other room. There's a few people with very complicated demos that I got to make sure it's going to come together. There's a fake cadaver that was being rolled onto the stage that I was worried about. So
Lord knows what that is. The wellness section.
This, I'm trying to do a few things with demo, really trying to bring it back to what I think is sort of the core of what it was always all about, which was sort of the show and tell of amazing technologies and amazing products. And the primary way I've done that is to be really more selective. So there's only 41 companies instead of like 75. And all of those are sort of grouped into some sort of thematic sessions. I think there's always been thematic sessions, but you can see on the agenda what these are. This is everything from mobile and health to enterprise to wearables, which is a new session we're doing. We have like 3 Google Glass apps and another wearable company. We've got a hardware session where sort of tapping into sort of this growing movement of entrepreneurs who are creating consumer hardware devices, right? I said that hardware is the new software. A lot of the same things that we saw in the software industry, where the cost to create a startup and a product has sort of shrunk, right? It used to be in the 90s, you needed millions of dollars for your own servers, and then that shrunk to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now that's even shrunk. That's even shrinking more to the point where a lot of even angel investors don't see companies until their product is ready to launch. It used to be the other way around, that they would invest in an idea and then that would get the product going. And now we're at the point where it's the if you have some savings, essentially you and your buddies, the co-founders, have some savings, and you can go for 6 months to 12 months on that and just put your sweat equity into it. You can get your product out the door, and then you're at work. It's a higher valuation, and it's just changed the whole way that startups have launched, which we're adopting and adapting to here at Demo as well. Like you'll see, it used to be very strict. You're launching your product on stage and it's commercially available, and I'm still sort of sticking to that for the most part, but there are exceptions where there are companies that are starting Kickstarter campaigns on stage, and it's not just an idea. They'll have working prototypes, so I'm still vetting the fact that these are real working technologies, so you can come to Demo and it's sort of the best of the best, and you know that there's a very rigorous process of selection, and this selection process really goes all year long, starting really a month after Demo Mobile. We started traveling the world on a demo tour. Neil and I going to Moscow, London, all over the United States, Chicago, Austin, here in Silicon Valley a couple times, New York, Boston, and really just setting up these meetings with startups and founders, where we bring them into venture capital offices. We did something at Cornell Tech, and we just bring mentors together to give them feedback on their product and their pitches, essentially. And a lot of those people who show up there, are not ready for Demo at all, but you always find 2, 3 really good companies, and I'd say that at least half the companies that you're going to see on stage came from that effort of like really personally going there, going to Austin, going to Chicago, meeting with the entrepreneurial community there, and really seeing up front, right? There's nothing like, somebody could look great on paper, their PowerPoint could look great, but the proof is when you actually see the product, right? And is the product as good as what they say, as they say it is? And they can paint this picture of how amazing, like what's the problem, what's the opportunity, but are they actually solving that problem? And you can tell right away when you see the product. And that's sort of the magic of Demo, right? That it's a very difficult thing for these companies and these founders to go up there, and show their product for the first time and make sure that there's no glitches and there's only 4 minutes. I really compressed the time to 4 minutes. It used to be 6 minutes. And the reason I've done that is because, well, A, they end up with a video, and nobody wants to watch a 6-minute video, so 4 minutes is a better product on that end. And then B, really these pitches on stage, you're never going to see the full product unless it's super simple. It's really a trailer for their product, and if they can't explain it in 4 minutes, then they've got to, they have to work on their messaging. So that's, so in terms of how we're, really sort of digging deep, going into the entrepreneurial community, working with accelerators, working with sort of just blanketing the whole entrepreneurial world, if you will, to find the best ideas and the best products, and meeting these people and then bringing them here to sort of this our tentpole event. We have demo events all over the world, demo China, Brazil, Africa. You'll see some of the winners of those events on stage as well, and everything kind of feeds into this event that you're going to see. And then, so that's enough about demo. The other thing that I'm bringing onto the stage is that this is really all about founders, and even the speakers are they're all doing these founder school sessions. So we have demo alums like Phil Libin from Evernote and Deanne Eisner from Waze, who they both launched on the demo stage, and they're going to come and talk about what they've learned about building great products and building great companies. Jeremy Stoppelman from Yelp, who has been written off so many times. Google was going to crush them, and yet look, their stock quadrupled in the past year, and they've outlasted all the competitors. And I'm not bringing them onto stage to talk about their stock price. I'm bringing them onto stage so that they can kind of impart some of their wisdom to the new founders who are in the audience, and talk about building startups and about building products. And that's really kind of the essence of what you're going to get out of this. That's what demo's all about. So then in terms of themes, I talked a little bit about, obviously mobile is a big theme, but enterprise is a big theme too. About half the companies are enterprise, and about half are mobile, and some are mobile and enterprise. We're seeing that whole shift, move not just on the consumer side, but on the enterprise side as well. It's really interesting to see how, when you have an enterprise product, all of a sudden it looks a lot better, because it's like you're forced to actually design it well, because you have very limited, canvas in which to work with. And so I'm really excited about a lot of the enterprise and cloudware companies that we're going to be seeing. People pushing the envelope in terms of what you can do in the browser. There's a really interesting company that is going to show the ability to run what formerly you would have thought could only be done on a client on a powerful PC in the browser, like Photoshop. And I talk about the hardware trends and the wearables trends. And the flip side of that is I think if there's two big trends, and I'll talk about this tomorrow in my opening talk, that really tie everything together, sort of mobile and cloud, right? And sometimes those two are, they're just the opposite ends of the network, right? The mobile and both wearables are just new endpoints to the smart network, and we usually treat them in an isolation. So you look at a mobile app or a mobile company, you only think about the consumer experience or the end user experience, and you don't really think about all of the all the heavy lifting that's going on in the cloud and on the server, right? That's kind of hidden from us. But that's really where all the magic happens. And I think that after this 2 days, that those are the two themes that sort of just, as I've been watching the rehearsals, that really kind of like tie everything together for me. So I hope that's a little helpful preview, and if you have any questions.